Good everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Bex, educational consultant. Thank you so much for watching my video, sharing my video, and giving it a word thumbs up. Now look at the board. Let's go to titration. Chemistry word titration. Titration. I want to teach you small thing you will know before your practical next tomorrow on Tuesday. You understand? It's very important. It's very important. Know that your school is going to report something to WAEC based on the endpoints. I mean, based on the endpoint. So you should be very careful while performing the WAEC practical. Very important. Very important. Get a good endpoint. Because each endpoint, each salt, each acid, base released by WAEC, they have known the endpoint. So you should not go below or above the range. It will reduce your score. Because you're supposed to get A or A1. This thing might make you to get C6. Because practical is almost 50 over 50. Theory is 50 over 50. So that is why science students are getting A throughout in all sciences, because practical will give you A. Once you get 40 here over 50, it's possible to get 50 over 50. If you study your white paper very well, study everything, and study this thing I'm doing now very well, you will get 50 over 50. Go and study your SWOT analysis and other things. Very important. But this one I'm going to teach you about titration. Are you hearing me? So let me give you an overview analysis, because I didn't perform the practical, but I'm going to teach you something so that you know it. So this is a table. Very important to draw it very well. Draw a table very well. Very important. Draw it very well. This is a bullet leading. This is a bullet leading in CM cube. So this is a bullet leading in CM cube. This is initial leading. This is how we are going to report. This is your final leading. Do you understand? And volume of acid or F or anything used. Do you understand? The table should be very clear. Forget about this I did. Very clear. Don't do it like this. Use a ruler. Use a very ruler. Use ruler. So that it will look nice. This is your first titra. You draw it down. This is your second titra. And this is your third titra. You understand? What we do? It's the first titra, second and third. Initial leading, I am getting 0.00 to this after the point 2. Make sure that everything is 2 decimal points. 2. Initial is 00. Initial leading, make sure it's 00. Then what do you get here? What do you get after the experiment? Let's assume you got the endpoint you get is 23 points or 20. Let's use 23.5. This is what you get in the first one after your leading. Let me tell you, you don't need to be monitoring what you are doing. Do it and do. That first one is very important. That first one is very important. Let's assume some group are making mistake. They don't know what they're doing. You understand? Go and check what the group the people that knows practical in that science what they got. Don't copy from what they got. What we do, because WAEC is now with this range. Their range is 23. You don't need to exceed 23. Are you hearing me? You don't need to exceed 23. You don't need to exceed or go below 23. Know that we have 23.5. Are you hearing me? So what will you do? Some group might use 23.2. Some might use, remember that you add 0 here. Some might use 23.15. Some might use 23.3, 20.331. Some might use 23.4. Some might use 23.10 as the first one. You understand? Very, very important. Don't you ever try to exceed this or go below it. Because WAEC range must not exceed 23 as the final endpoint. It's very important. So that's why you use your brain. Once you check the person that knows practical very well in your group, had it been you made mistake or during SWOT analysis and others checking during this duration endpoint, you made a mistake, you can cross-check from your neighbor, because a practical analysis, you can cross-check and check it and analyze it. If the endpoint is this, you start varying. Some people can use this, some people can use this, some people can use this, some people can use this. Do you understand? Very, very important, very, very paramount. Are you hearing me? So have you understood this? So now we are now doing based on the first sets. We just assume that second people can use this, third people can use this, fifth, sixth, seventh. You understand? Because WAEC believe on this, you shouldn't exceed or go below. So now what are we going to do? What are we going to do? So now what are we going to do? Be observant here. See what we do. If you don't want to do this too practical, what will you do? What will you do? For here, you add 0.1. Here, you minus 0.1. Or you can use 0.2. Or you can use 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. But don't use 0.5 because 0.5 will increase this to 24. Use 0.1, 0.2. You don't want to get 24. So let's use 0.1 for this one. So this one minus 0.1 to give us this. If you want to do the other one, you say this one plus 0.4.1. It is called maximum and minimum. Are you hearing me? You don't want to do the other. You want to test yourself for second one and third one. You understand? So this one, you say 23.5 minus 0.1. So here is 23.40. So here should be 23.60. So find out about this plus this, 23.50, 23.40, 23.60. This one is for the first set. Know that they will group you together. I hear me, different people. You don't need, no set is expected to go below 23. Do you understand and understood what I'm saying? Some school will group 10 in groups. They will be doing the practical. Don't you ever go below or above 23. Because WAEC are with 23 value. Your length should not go below 23. Some interference can make you to go below it. That is why you need an expert in your group. It's a group work. It's a group work. You need an expert to take care of it. In that group, you need an expert. You understand? You people can contribute knowledge. Do you understand? And check it and cross check it. So now, this is for first group. Once you know that the first group is 23.5, what will you do? Don't go below it. 23.5. This is what the first group got, and start varying it with 0.1, 0.2. Second group might say, because of this, they might use 23.2. Don't go below 23. Are you getting me? To press it here for second group, and minus 22 point, and minus 1, 0.1 for here, you get 23.1. Add 0.1, you get 23.4.3. Are you getting me? Another group might say, let's use 23.6. Another group might say, let's use 23.4. Another might say, let's use 23.19. Are you getting me? Very, very paramount. Because they will group you in groups, so you should not go below 23. No group should go below 23 or above 23 in the endpoint. Very, very paramount. Very, very important. Because this one will determine the final endpoint once you add and divide by 3. You will see it now. Are you hearing me? So now see. Hope you have understood this. I'll still teach you that one. So now let's get the final volume of acid used. Final volume, average volume of acid. Average volume. This is average volume used. Is equals to first tetra volume plus second tetra volume plus third tetra volume divided by the 3. That is average volume. There are 3 numbers. So the average volume will be this final one. That's 23.50 plus 23.40 plus 23.60. Everything over what? 3. So our average volume now will be equals to what? Let's add this thing together. Plus 23.4 plus 23. It will give you 70.5 divided by 3. So it will give us 23.5. Remember that the first one you got is the endpoint. Are you hearing me? So what you use to vary it is 0.1. And each group are meant to vary it with 0.1. Or some might use 0.2. You understand? Because this is the endpoint. When you get the first one, the second one you vary it with 0.1 by minusing it from here. You get this. This is called minimum value. This is maximum value. You add to get it 0.1. I'm using 0.1. Some can use 0.2. Some can use 0.3. Some at 0.3. So that you should not exceed 24. Try to exceed 23. Understand? So this is the what you got as the average volume. So now, let's go for the second group. Let me show you what I mean by second group. This is for the first group of people. So remember that WAEC, the average they have is 23. So now what will you do? You made a mistake by getting 16. It's an error because they are going to report. And your friends got, the first people got 23.5. What will you do at the second group? The first group got to group A. They will group you guys 10-10, and you know how to do it. Some might group you 20-20, that. You understand? Check, cross check, and make sure there's no error. If you got 16, you are failing. 25, you are failing. It's not the endpoint. Because why hold 23? So you should not exceed or go below as the endpoint. You understand? It's very important. That is why you check, you cross check. It's a group work. You can ask people. So when you ask and the first group get to 3.5, what will you do? You use your brain. Then you will use what we call 23 point. You can call it 23.8. You should not exceed 23. You should not go below 23. Very, very paramount. You should not exceed 23. You should not go below 23. Very, very important. You should not exceed 23. You should not go below 23. Because WAEC marking scheme on endpoint is 23. That is why it is a group work. You introduce, you ask people to make sure there is no error. Are you hearing me? It's a group work. You understand? The first set used 23.5 group of people. You yourself use 23.8. Another people can use 23.54. But also another set can use 23.6. Another can use 23.7. You understand? Not this and no peace. You should not exceed 23. You should not go below 23. They will mark you down if you try it. So we work for the first set. Let's go for the second set. So you use 23.8. You might not sit here by 0.1. You got 23.700. You got 23 points. You add 90. So you add 23.80, 23.70, 23.90. So what is our average volume of acid? So it is equals to first titer volume plus second titer volume plus third titer volume. Everything over what? 3. So average volume now will be equals to, the first one is 23.8 plus 23.7 plus 23.9. Everything over. So average titer volume will be equals to, add this thing and divide it by 3 and go to average volume. The average volume should be this. You understand? 23.8 plus 23.7 plus 23.9. So we got 71.4 divided by 3. So we divided by what? 3. We got 23.8. So do you understand? You should not exceed this CM. You should not exceed this CM cube. You should not exceed this. You should not go. You should not exceed this or go below it. Do you understand? Let's go to other calculative aspects in it. Other groups might use 23.6. Some people might use 23.4, 23.19, 23. Do you understand? I'm dividing with 0.1, 0. You can use 0.1, you can use 0.2. Remember that the first one is minimum, the second one is maximum. If you are using 0.1, it means that the first one means that you're going to minus this one with 0.1 to get this. You add this one with 0.1, you get this. Always use 0.1. Do you understand? It's very important. So let's go to calculation. We are going to use the first one, the average value of the first one, to solve some calculation. Now, let's assume, remember this formula we called this one, Ca Va is equals to what? Mole of A. This thing is called concentration in mole per dm cube. Are you hearing me? This thing is called volume of the acid you cut. This thing is called the mole. Are you hearing me? I want to teach you something so that you know it and know peace. Take the acid and the base they give you. If you are titrating this acid against base, against this base, sodium hydroxide, do you understand? My brother, the number of mole here will be 1, 1. Remember the formula you're going to use in solving the second one is CB, VB over B, NB. Do you understand? So the more you will press here and here is 1, 1 because there is the basis number of basicity in the acid. Basicity is the number of hydrogen that can be replaced by a metal. The number of hydrogen or proton that can be replaced by metal. So here, this is 1 hydrogen. So the basicity is 1. So what you replace here is 1. Here, there's nothing like 2. You press 1 here. But if you are titrating this acid against this base, my brother, you are seeing 2. So 2 will be here. Are you hearing me? 2 will be here. Once the hydrogen ionic, hydrogen there is 2, you press 2 here. The only weak acid here, this is a weak acid, ethanoic acid. You can't check this because this is a bond with carbon. So the acid that is free that can give out is this, not this. So the basicity is 1. It's a contradict to others. So the basicity is 1 because this one is bonded to carbon. Are you hearing me? But this one is free to give out. The one that can be replaced, that is basicity. Are you hearing me? So know them and no peace. Know them and no peace. Let's start going to solve this second one. We are solving now. So WAEC will give you this one, give you the pipette volume, either 20 or 25. You have gotten this one. They ask you to get this one. Are you hearing me? So let's assume they give you this one as CB equals to 0.1 mole per dm cube. They now give you the pipette volume as 25 dm cube or cm cube. Dm cube is in dm cube or cm cube, do you understand? Depending, you're getting your volume of acid as 23.5 dm cube or cm cube. They depend on the work you're doing. You check them. They ask you to get Ca. Now the number of mole in acid is 1. The number of mole in base is 1. Remember, you are titrating this acid against this base, sodium hydroxide. So the number of moles are, 2 of them are 1 and 1. Do you understand? So now you can start fixing them inside here and make this man the subject of the formula. Jam question is going on live on my YouTube. Web question is going on live on my YouTube channel. Web question is going on live on my YouTube channel. So this is what we do. So let's start. Let's substitute this. Are you hearing me? So this one is the one we are looking at. X times the acid is 23.5. The total volume you get. Then this one is 0.1 times 25 equals to 1 over 1. You cross and do what? Multiply. So if you cross and multiply, you get x times 23.5 equals to 0.1 times 25. We are trying to get the mole per dm cube in axis. Do you understand? So this times this, you now divide by this to get this one. So you do 2.5 divided by 23.5. That is CA. The answer will be is in mole per dm cube. So the answer is 0.11 mole per dm cube. Do you understand? So this is a substitution reaction you will do and get the answer here. This is the answer you got. So the second one, they will ask you, what is the gram per dm cube of this acid? Do you understand? What is the gram? The first one they ask you is the mole per dm cube. That's concentration in mole per dm cube. They will ask another one, what is the concentration in gram per dm cube? So let me choose that one. We are getting this one. Let me choose that one. Do you know this formula? Molar mass equals to mass over mole. So mass is equals to molar mass times mole. You understand? So now they ask you the concentration in mass per mole will be equals to molar mass times concentration in mole per dm cube. You understand? Concentration in mole per dm cube. If you know this, you know peace. You understand? Just know this one. It will help you to know this one. They ask you to get the max, the gram per dm cube. If it's only max, it's equals to molar mass times mole. But now they ask you to get it in max per dm cube. So it is molar mass times mole per dm cube. You understand? Remember that what you got in the mole of that acid is 0.11. So what is the molar mass of the acid? Hydrogen chloride at 3.5, at 5.5 plus 1, that's 6.5. So let me check it. Let me calculate it. So let's calculate and get the accurate answer. Okay. Let's dance it and get what we want. 36.5 times. So the max in gram per dm cube will give you 4.02. It is 4.015. You make it 2 gram per dm cube. You understand? So know this formula and know peace. So this is how to solve it. Thanks for watching.